Okay, yeah, working fine now. Hello, Atif. Hello, Rishabh.
Good
So,
afternoon, sir.
yeah, good afternoon. Comes is also attending online today. Wonder why? Why are these people attending online? Why are you online, Shams? Shams, later.
Yes, sir.
Why are you attending the class online?
My mother says to join online class today.
Who said that?
My mom.
Your mother asked you to join online.
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, let's check our homework. In the past simple tense, we use the second form of the verb, right? Everybody. We use the second form of the verb. So here are some sentences on page number 35 in the practice book. The Jackson 5, regular verbs. Read about the Jackson 5 and complete the sentences with one of the verbs in bold in the past simple. What do you know about the 1970s band, the Jackson 5? What do you know about them? So here are some facts about the Jackson 5. It was a band, a musical band, okay, in the 1970s. The family, which family? Jackson family, very good. The family lived in Indiana. The family lived in Indiana. What is Indiana? Is a town near Chicago. Everybody knows Chicago. Chicago is a big city in America. Indiana is a town near Chicago. Chicago is very popular in India. Everybody knows Chicago because, hey, Umar, Chicago is famous in India because Vivekanand went to Chicago long time ago, right? And he gave a speech there, which became very famous. So that event was in Chicago. Okay, and we know Chicago is where Oprah Winfrey works, right? So the family lived in Indiana, which is a town near Chicago. In 1965, the brothers started singing together. The brothers started singing together in 1965. Which brothers? Jackson brothers. Jackson brothers started singing together. The father, Joe, worked in a steel mill. He worked in a steel mill, guys. Okay. The father, Joe, worked in a steel mill. In 1968, 3 years after they started, in 1968, the Jackson 5 recorded their first single. A single is a cassette of one song. Cassette of One song is called a single. Atif, attending online today, Atif?
Yes, sir.
Why? I thought that some boys and girls who have Chhat Puja at home, they might join online because they would be in their village back home. So they would find it difficult to come to class. So I thought, okay, but here Shams, Atif, they are joining online. Interesting. And how's Asim doing? Is he still in hostel or has he gone home? He has gone to his village. Okay. Hmm. So parents think that when the son comes home, we can take better care of him at home. That's true, but you don't have the right doctors in the village. You'll have to come to Bihar if you want to see the doctor again. Please switch off my fan. I don't need it. In 1968, the Jackson 5 recorded their first single. They played R&B, soul, and dance music. They played three different kinds of music. R&B music, soul music, and dance music. These are three different kinds of music. And they played all these three kinds. And they traveled everywhere in the US. They traveled everywhere. Yeah, different parts. This is how a music band becomes famous. They visit different places, perform there, audience come to watch them, they like them, and they become popular. The brothers moved to California in 1968. The brothers moved to California in 1968. All right. Move to means, to go somewhere to live. Or it's not just visiting. You visit Delhi for 2 days, you don't say move to Delhi. You say visit Delhi, go to Delhi. But move to a place means to go there permanently and with a plan to stay there, with a plan to live there. The brothers moved to California in 1968. They enjoyed, they were not only successful in the US, but people everywhere liked them. They enjoyed worldwide success. We have some really talented Bhojpuri singers, Kisari Lal Yadav, Pawan Singh, but they do not enjoy success nationwide. They don't enjoy success nationwide. They are only successful in Bihar and UP, right? Jharkhand, where Bhojpuri is spoken a little bit. Okay. But now, with the new song, to I Nahi, Pawan Singh is now enjoying nationwide success. Do you know that in the movie Stree 2, there is a song and it has become a popular hit, a very big hit. The song is called To I Nahi. And this song was sung by Pawan Singh. So now he's famous everywhere. I mean, he's now enjoying nationwide success. Okay. However, with I think who sang this song? Lipstick song? Lipstick. It was Pawan Singh. One Bhojpuri singer sang this song, and this song was famous all over the world. People in America, people in Europe listen to this song and dance to this song. Yeah, in nightclubs. I was surprised to see in America there are nightclubs playing to Lagavelu Jab Lipstick. And people were, shaking their hips to this song. Lovely. Okay, in 1989, the band stopped recording together. In 1989, my voice is not clear. Okay. Shams is saying my voice is not clear. Rishabh and Atif, do not turn your cameras off, please. And tell me if you can hear me clearly. Rishabh and Atif, is my audio clear to you guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, beta, maybe it was just some, internet issue. Maybe, sometimes you don't hear the voice very clearly when your internet is not very good. Is it better now, Shams? Okay. In 1989, the band stopped recording together. They stopped recording together. Some students stopped coming to the class after Diwali. They stopped coming to class after Diwali. After Diwali, we haven't had a full class yet, isn't it? Some students stopped coming in, right? When you have an argument with your parents or with your brothers and sisters, do you stop talking to them a few hours, for a few hours first? For a few hours, you stop talking to them and then you talk to them again. Abhinav, do you do that? When you have an argument, you stop talking to them. Okay. You eat non-veg, and if somebody says to you, stop eating non-veg, it is bad, then what will you say? You will say, keep your advice to yourself. Keep your advice to yourself. Okay, I will not stop eating non-veg because you want me to stop. I will stop when I want to stop. You don't need to give me any advice. Okay. I learned today that 1800 years ago, 1800 years ago, when Kalidas was alive, and when Kalidas was writing poems, people in India enjoyed fish, meat, everything. In his epics, Raghuvansh Sakuntalam, he has written some big epics, what is the name? Meghdootam, Abhigyan Shakuntalam, Meghdootam, Abhigyan Shakuntalam, and which Kumaram? There is another. He has written some really wonderful, epics. Perhaps some people say, arguably, he is perhaps the best poet ever in the world. People talk about Shakespeare because the English ruled over the whole world. That's why Shakespeare became great. He was a good writer, no doubt. But, Mahakavi Kalidas, he was on another level. Anyways, the point I was making was this, that 1800 years ago, people in India ate meat. And we learned this from his books, the books he wrote. When a writer, a poet, writes the stories, he talks about what's going on in the society at the time. So in his novels, in his epics, in his poems, he talks about, in his plays, he talks about shops which sell meat and how people enjoyed Rohu Machli so much 1800 years ago. So I was surprised. I never thought, people in India ate meat like that 1800 years ago. That was amazing. Okay. So stop doing something. ये सब सारा बात करने का मकसद था ये आपको बताना. Stop doing something. Stop irritating me. Stop उपदेश मानना बंद करो. Stop preaching me. Stop preaching me. Okay? Yeah. टीवी देखना बंद करो. हम नहीं बंद करेंगे टीवी देखना. I will not. Okay. पापा एक बार हमको जोर से डांटे. उस दिन से हम टीवी देखना बंद कर दिए. Papa once scolded me very badly, and since then I stopped watching TV. कुछ नया सीखा? क्या सीखा नया? Since then, नया सीखा. Since then अच्छा लगा बोलने में, आराम लगा, स्मूथ लगा, आसान लगा. आसानी से जो सीख जाए वही सीखना होता है. जिसमें बहुत मेहनत करना पड़े वो सीखना नहीं होता. देखो मन को बहलाना है कि हम सीख रहे हैं. जो सीखना सच में होता है वो आसानी से होता है. ओके. तो क्या बोले, एक बार पापा बहुत जोर से डांटे उनको, वंस पापा scolded me very badly. हाँ, राइट, ओके। एक बार आयत की मम्मी ने इसको जोर कर लगाया, उस दिन से ये दूध पीना शुरू कर दिया। Right. Once her mother gave her good treatment. Okay. Ever since, or since then, she started drinking milk. Before that, she used to do a lot of drama. Now I don't like milk. I won't drink milk. Now you like milk, now? You still don't like milk. She still doesn't like it. But she drinks. But she drinks because she's afraid. If she says no, Mama will be angry again. Am I right? Do you drink or not? You drink milk because you are afraid of your mom. Then, but you don't like milk. Do you like milk? You don't like milk, but you drink milk. Why do you drink it when you don't like it? Because you're afraid. If you don't drink, mommy will punish you. Right? Is that the reason? Then what's the reason? The reason is that now you are mature, now you're sensible, you understand that milk is good for your health. That's why you drink milk. Then what is the reason? Why do you drink milk? You don't like it, but you drink it. Why? Mama gives you milk, right? But you can say, no, I don't want to drink. I don't like it. Yeah, yeah. Mummy drinks milk. Inaya drinks milk. She likes it. She likes it. You like milk. All right. And you don't like milk. Then why do you drink milk? She forces you to drink. That's what I'm saying. She forces you to drink. And you can't say no. Because if you say no, then forcing will become punishment. Right? Right? She always says no. But mommy forces her to drink. Okay, all right. So eventually she has to drink, right? Now Shams, आफ्टर देन कहाँ से आ गया, हम लोग तो बात करें तब से, क्या बोले, जब से डांटे पापा उस दिन से बोला था ना मैंने, उस दिन से। तो उस दिन से कैसे बताया हमने, सिंस देन, या दूसरा एक्सप्रेशन एवर सिंस। ओके, मतलब उस दिन से। ओके, my wife gave me one tight slap 10 years ago. Okay, ever since I never say no to what she says. Okay, because I don't want another slap. Yeah. So ever since is very clear and very easy. Ever since or since then? Ever since or since then? Yeah. Where is my boy Arham? Where is Arham? He's in Patna. Yeah. Is he all right? Then ask him to join online, Okay, if he can. Well, I can see that he has put homework in the group. Arham, who has put the homework? Arham or Azhan? Check the group. Somebody has put their homework in the group. Yeah, it is Arham. It is Arham. It is his number. Okay. In 1989, the band stopped recording together. मैं बोल नहीं रहा, कुछ लोग बोलते हैं कि स्टॉप के बाद V4 का यूज होता है, हमें बोलने की जरूरत नहीं, आप लोग देख रहे हैं हम लोग कर रहे हैं, क्या यूज कर रहे हैं, मतलब क्या हुआ, कोई काम करना बंद कर देना, राइट? ओके, सो पापा डांटे, उस दिन से टीवी देखना बंद कर दिया, स्टॉप watching TV. Any tension? Now, I got attention. Mobile hai na? Okay. The youngest brother, Michael, loved dancing. The youngest brother, सबसे छोटा, Michael. No, Michael Jackson? Michael Jackson was the youngest brother. Okay, he loved dancing. He loved dancing. He loved dancing. In 1982, Michael recorded Thriller. Michael recorded Thriller. He died in 2009. Okay. This is the story of Michael Jackson's family, the band, the Jackson Five. Now, after some positive sentences, some question sentences. You remember what I taught you about question sentences? The tikri. Tikri yaad hai? चलो देखते हैं. Where? In India, the family lived in Indiana. Two, when did the brothers start singing together? When did the brothers start singing together? In 1965. The brothers started singing together in 1965. When did the brothers start singing together? No. Nobody will write. Not in the class. You didn't do your homework. I can handle that. But you're writing your answers in the class, in the book. Not possible, not allowed. Three. Where did their father work? Where did their father work? Their father worked in a steel mill. Their father worked in a steel mill. Where did the father work? He worked in a steel mill. Four. When did they record their first single? When did they record their first single? In 1968. Yeah, they recorded their first single in 1968. Five. What sort of music did they play? What sort of music did they play? They played R&B, soul, and dance music, right? They played R&B, soul, and dance music. What sort of music did they play? Six. When did they move to California? They moved to California in 1968. They moved to California in 1968. Okay, seven. What did Michael love doing? What did he love doing? He loved dancing. He loved dancing. Eight. When did Michael record Thriller? When did Michael record Thriller? He recorded Thriller in 1982. Okay. So questions are done too. Now some negative sentences. How to make some negative sentences? Take a look. Number one, the family didn't live in New York. They lived in Indiana. They didn't live in New York. They lived in Indiana. Two. Joe didn't work in a coal mine. He worked in a steel mill. Who worked in a coal mine? Oprah's father. Oprah's father worked in a coal mine. But this guy, Joe, the Jackson brothers' father, didn't work in a coal mine. He didn't work in a coal mine. He worked in a steel mill. Three. The Jackson Five didn't play country and western music. They didn't play country and western music. They played R&B, soul, and dance music. Four. They didn't move to Europe. They didn't move to Europe in 1968. They didn't move to Europe. They moved to California. They didn't move to Europe in 1968. They moved to California. 5. They didn't work together, they didn't record together, they didn't play together in the 1990s. Okay? They didn't work together, they didn't play together, they didn't record together in the 1990s. Okay, because remember in 1989, the band stopped recording together, right? Yeah. The brothers, didn't record the album. They didn't record the album. The brothers didn't record the album. Just Michael. Only Michael recorded. Okay. Now, please practice part 2 with a partner. Okay. Practice part 2. Ask and answer the questions with each other. Okay. I'll give you guys a couple of minutes. All right. I'm opening breakout rooms for you guys as well. Go ahead and start your practice. Rishabh, Shams, and Arthur in the breakout room. Okay. Go there and practice. And you guys practice with each other. Sachin, beta, practice with this Didi. Yeah. Yeah, fine. Sachin, come and practice with her. Yeah. All right, everyone. Let's get back to the main book now. Open your main book. We were doing page number 48. There are 8 sentences, 8 questions, right? Ask me question number 1. My mom was born in Damate, and my father was born in Babila. Well, when I was a child, I still lived in the same house. Actually, yeah, very much in this house. When my grandfather first moved to Dashik, we lived in Sabji Bazaar area near Katrapur for a few years, a couple of years. And while we were living there, my grandfather was building this house here. Okay. So I think, well, I think my mom says that maybe when I was 1 year old, I think we were there until I was 1. We lived in that rented house in Sabzi Bazaar near Katrapur until I was 1. And then we moved to this house. And I don't have any memory of that house at all. Because I was just 1 when we left. Yeah. But my mom tells me stories that, yeah, we lived there. There was a shop called Sardev Ji Ki Dukaan. All right. And we lived just above the shop. And in front of Sardev Ji Ki Dukaan was our shop. My grandfather's shop of jewelry. Many years ago, 40 years ago, 45, 50 years ago. Okay. Next question, please. When did I start school? I first went to school when I was 5 years old in 1985. My first school was Model Middle School. Before that, I went to some other schools with my bhaiya, but just as a guest, I didn't have my admission in those schools. For 1 or 2 days, for 1 week, I just went with him. I remember a few schools where I went, but I was not a student there officially. My first school was Model Middle School. We sat on the floor. We didn't have benches. Yeah, go on. Then we used to carry our plastic bags with us. We used to put the plastic bags on the floor and sat on them. We enjoyed it. We didn't mind. It was fun. I enjoyed my school a little bit. Okay. My first teacher was Renu Didi. She was a very beautiful woman. She was like a mother figure. She was like a, yeah, she gave that vibe, we felt safe with her. Yes, sometimes she got annoyed and she punished us, but mostly we felt like we were with our mom, with our aunt, like that. She was very, I will say, she was a lovely teacher. Yeah. She used to wear glasses. And I remember whenever I think of her in maroon sari with prints. It was long time ago, 40 years ago. But I still remember a few things. I wonder if she's still alive. She won't recognize me for sure. I was in her class only for 1 year. And after that, she never taught me again. And there was another teacher, Sandhya ma'am. She was Bengali. मुंह पे अंगूर रखो मुंह पे अंगूर रखो अंगूर नहीं कितना सा अंगूर रखे basically she meant angur but she used to say angur and we didn't hear angur we heard angur मुंह पे अंगूर रखो सब लोग मुंह पे अंगूर रखो रखो because she was Bengali so she didn't say रखो रखो yeah she was dusky tall. She was a little old. Sandhya ma'am Sandhya ma'am, no. Did I say Sandhya ma'am? Yeah. Oh, no. Sandhya ma'am was another. She was my teacher in class 2. Oh, yes, sorry. Asha ma'am was my teacher in class 2. This was Sandhya ma'am. Yes, she was Bengali. She wasn't very beautiful. Renu Didiji was very beautiful. And she was very loving, affectionate. I felt more comfortable with Renu Didiji. Sometimes Sandhya Didiji was a little strict. I used to be quiet around her. She didn't show that much love to us children. But Renu Didiji was very loving. I had lovely teachers in my childhood. Who was my best friend? Right? My first best friend, I think for some time, I don't know best friend, but Alok was my friend in class 2. We met in class 2. And I remember being close to him. But I think my first best friend would be Jan Prakash. We met in class 3. I was a very strong boy, physically. And I used to punch anybody who misbehaved with me. I used to be strong. But when I met Gyan, I found out he was even stronger than me. Okay? Other boys could not fight with me. But Gyan was even stronger. So slowly we became good friends and we were together. I think until class 6. In class 7, he left school to take admission in Adarsh High School. I missed him a lot when he left. In class 7th, I became close friends with Tabriz. We met in class 7th and he became my second best friend after Gyan. We were very close. We were together for 2 years, 7th and 8th. And we then took admission in Adarsh High School. But in Adarsh High School, because his subject was Urdu, so he was not in our section, and we kind of got separated. But we remained good friends until plus 2, very good close friends, because he lived in my neighborhood. So we often visited each other. And I was close to his family as well. But my first best friend would be Gyan. He's in Ranchi these days. We have got in touch. Yeah, I feel good about it. I feel happy that I am in touch with him. I would like to be in touch with the races as well, but things are different. Earlier things were different. It's all right. Life is like that. Okay, next. I'm an emotional person, and all those people I met in my childhood, we met because we liked each other. We became close because we liked each other. I was close friends with Gyan because there was something about him that I liked. I was close friends with the Blaze because there was something about him which I liked, you know. But now that we are not close, it makes me feel a little sad. I want us to be like that, but it is not possible because times have changed. We are not innocent boys anymore. Our ideologies, our way of looking at the world, our views regarding politics, all these things have evolved in different directions. And when you're kids, you don't care about these things. All you care about is how that person makes you feel, you know. And those guys, the Rays and Gyan, they made me feel very, very special, very, very, I felt like they were my family. I could trust them totally. But now I would love to be close like that, but I know it's not possible because my personality has also become different. For some things are very important to me today. And if somebody does not value those things, it's difficult for me to be close to anybody who doesn't really understand my viewpoint. It's difficult. It's difficult to be emotionally connected to somebody who doesn't see the world the way you see the world. Anyways, coming back to this. I think I spent 1 year at school and I could learn to read and write pretty well. So I would say when I was six or 6.5, yeah, I could read and write. We didn't have mobile phone back then when I was a kid. Uh, my first mobile phone was in 2004. I was 24 years old and it was a second-hand phone, a Motorola set. Yeah, with keypad. And it was a Reliance Karlo Dunia Muthi Mein phone, which you had to recharge with 440 rupees. And you would be able to make phone calls for the whole month, that kind of thing. Yeah, I don't remember much. All I remember is my friend recharged my mobile. Yeah, my girlfriend. Because I was not rich enough to recharge with 440 rupees. She had money. She said, "Don't worry, I'll recharge your phone. We can talk." Great. Okay. That's all. Now your turn. Talk to each other. Ask each other the same questions. Okay. Go ahead. Practice a little speaking with each other and do it in the most relaxed way you can. Okay. Don't stress. If you make mistakes, try to understand why it is wrong. I'm here to help you if you need any help. Okay. I'm opening the rooms again, guys. Go there in the breakout room and practice the 8 questions. Okay, guys. Share with me some of the information you learned about your partner. Share with me some of the information you learned through your conversation about your partner.
His mother was born in Gaya, and his father was born in his father was born in Baghdad.
Mom was born in Gaya and Papa was born in Baghdad. So, guys, your nanny. Okay, good. Anything more?
He lived in a house.
The question was not where does she live? Where did she live? Where did she live when she was a child? She lived in the same house where she lives now, or did she live in a different house? Some of you still live in the same house where you lived in your childhood, but some of you don't live in the same house. Perhaps you live in a different place now. Okay. Some of you, maybe when you were a child, you lived in a house, but maybe now you live in a flat. Okay. There was another question. Did you live in a house or a flat? So that the building where you lived was a house or was a flat? I think most of us lived in a house. Flat is a new idea to be Harshit.
Yes.
You know, we can see flats came to be Harshit, I mean, structures like flats only about 20 years ago. Before that, we didn't have any flats in Bihar. We had only houses. This is a house. This is a house. This is a house. Okay, these are houses. Okay. All right, carry on. Nice, well done, Deepak. Yeah, Sachin, would you like to tell me a little bit about Rani? What did you learn? भूल गए बातचीत करने का मकसद ये नहीं होना चाहिए कि हम बात करें और भूल जाएं ये इसलिए पता चलता है इससे हेलो बॉयज निसास नासिर सदाकत लिसन यू सी ये जवाब ऑनेस्ट जवाब है एंड इट शोज कि हमारा समझ कैसा रहा है बचपन से हम लोग प्रैक्टिस किए और कह रहे भूल गए तो प्रैक्टिस कैसा था प्रैक्टिस मतलब होता है अभ्यास अगर आपने किसी से बातचीत की है 1 मिनट पहले क्या आप भूल जा सकते हैं इसका मतलब आप उस बातचीत में इन्वॉल्व नहीं थे सिर्फ फॉर्मेलिटी हो रही थी कि सर ने कहा है करने के लिए है ना और ये आपकी गलती नहीं मैं बताता हूँ ज्यादातर लोग ऐसे होते हैं यूनिट 2-3 में आप लोगों ने भी ये काम किया था but you guys didn't remember then I said hey next time be careful okay Rani do you remember anything he told you tell us
he was a child he
lived in his dadi ghar where is it where is your dadi ghar Nagdiganj carry on
his best friend is
before that hey guys this is not the question who is your best friend who is your best friend is not the question so this answer that his best friend is XYZ is not relevant if you notice these questions are basically about your childhood when did you start school who was your first teacher who was your first best friend okay like that so when did you start school if you start here that would help you go in a more systematic way more structured way he started school when he was 5 or 6 or 7 or 4 or 3 or 2 like that okay his first school was XYZ school right his first teacher's name was ABC and his first best friend or his best friend was XYZ he is still his best friend that's another thing he is still his best friend that's another thing you can add this is how you if you understand the gist of what you're talking you're discussing somebody's childhood if you notice it's not about today yes you can add some information about today as well for example there was a sentence where did you live in your childhood when you were a child I lived in the same house where I live now I lived in the same house where I live now okay not a big deal so Rani understand what you're saying and what it means and what it doesn't mean okay all right yeah tell me about your friend what do you know
usually tries to live into that
oh
now after that she moved
moved to Bihar with her family oh always try to give relevant information डोंट थिंक ये इसमें पूछा नहीं तो बताना नहीं है, नहीं आप बता सकते हैं। अगर मैं होता बातचीत का हिस्सा, इफ आई वर पार्ट ऑफ दैट कॉन्वर्सेशन, मेरे मन में एक सवाल जरूर आता, व्हाई डिड यू लिव इन गुजरात, डिड योर पापा हैव अ जॉब देयर? आप समझ रहे हो, ये बात मन में आनी चाहिए। आप लोग की भी आएगी। शी लिव्ड इन गुजरात व्हेन शी वाज अ चाइल्ड, व्हाई?
She is from Gujarat.
Okay, so basically she was born in Gujarat too. And your parents, where were they born? Where were your parents born? Now see, अभी जो हम कर रहे क्वेश्चन, ये तुम्हें भी करना चाहिए था। तुम्हें पता है इसके बारे में? तुम्हें पता है उसकी लाइफ के बारे में? उसके मम्मी पापा कहाँ पैदा होते हैं? Do you know this? But this, हाँ, did she answer?
Yeah, I know him.
Okay, so clearly her parents are from Bihar. They went to Gujarat and then they came back to Bihar. She was born in Gujarat. This is the whole story. If you know the story, you can talk about it. If you have missing information, you can't talk about it. So you know that her parents were born, her father was born in Dahui, her mom was born in Nadigan. Where? Verandi. Which is, खाली Verandi बोलना is not enough, ये तुम्हें समझना चाहिए। Verandi is not London or Mumbai or Delhi. Verandi बोल दो, समझ जाएगा। Verandi बोली ना तुम कि जैसे my mom was born in Verandi. आगे Verandi के बारे में कुछ बताना पड़ेगा because Verandi is not very popular, you know. क्या यहाँ लोग बैठे Verandi जानते होंगे? तो भी आगे बताना चाहिए कि नहीं चाहिए, तुम सोचो। तो फिर बताओ। It is a Verandi के बारे में आगे कैसे बोलेंगे? It is a it is a it is a Verandi is a town, Verandi is a village, it is Verandi is a village near, नहीं बताना पड़ेगा, खाली विलेज बोलेंगे तो काम चल जाएगा। फिर आपको नहीं लगता कि थोड़ा जानकारी देना चाहिए किस एरिया में होगा कि थोड़ा सा समझ आ जाए? ये इंग्लिश का प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, ये खुद सोचना है कि क्या जानकारी दिया जाए, क्या जानकारी देना जरूरी है, क्या जानकारी हम अपनी मर्जी से एक्स्ट्रा दे देते हैं, और क्या बोलना एकदम जरूरी नहीं है, बेकार होगा ये बोलना। ये सब डिसीजन तुम लोगे, और इसको कहते हैं कम्युनिकेशन स्किल। I know lots of people, they speak very good English, but they give unnecessary information. And they don't realize it. The information they're giving doesn't contribute at all to the conversation, but still they add that information. So that's just, I will say poor communication skill. तो आप दोनों को डिसीजन लेना होगा कि हमें क्या जानना है और हमें क्या बताना है, ठीक है? इंग्लिश बोलने की बात जहां तक है वहां गलत सलत हो सकता है, लेकिन कोई बात ना करी जाए जो जरूरी है, ये इसलिए नहीं होता कि इंग्लिश नहीं आ रही, इसलिए होता है कि हमारे दिमाग में वो बात नहीं आ रही कि पूछना है ना? और ये पुअर कम्युनिकेशन स्किल का रिजल्ट है, और ये सिम्टम है। अब मुझे बताएं कि पुअर कम्युनिकेशन स्किल क्यों होता है लोगों का? Why do some people have poor communication skill and others don't have poor communication skill? Your two young girls here, Inaya and Aya, have wonderful communication skills, both of them, in comparison to you guys. And why is that? Because they are getting that kind of childhood where they are encouraged to talk. You guys were given kind of childhood where you were stopped from talking. Result is in front of you. Poor communication skill. They are going to, the environment shapes your personality. These girls are more confident about, more assured of themselves. अपने बारे में थोड़ा ज्यादा assured है कि हाँ ठीक है हम सही है, आपके मन में हम खराब हैं, हम में कमी, ये बड़ा फर्क है इससे, ठीक है बेटा? तो जब ये सब चीजों पर हम लोग फोकस करेंगे कि नहीं हम ठीक है, नॉर्मल है, जैसे होना चाहिए, बस इंग्लिश सीखने की जरूरत है, तो फिर आपकी कम्युनिकेशन स्किल में ऐसे ही बेहतरी आ जाएगी। But as long as you believe that you are inferior, your communication skill will always suffer. Confidence plays a very important role in communication skill. You guys would think that my communication skill is pretty good, okay? And it is. But when I'm in a place where my confidence is down, my communication skill is the first thing that suffers. In any surroundings where I feel that I'm not good enough, sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
You get in a circle where you think you are not good enough. Others are better than you. And when you have that feeling, your communication skill will definitely suffer because you lose your confidence. So first thing is to believe that you are okay, you're fine, there is nothing wrong with you. You do not know English, that's another problem. It has nothing to do with your personality. You are a confident person, you have everything that you need. And in case you believe you don't, because I know some people have very little knowledge about the world. Communication skill also depends on your knowledge about the world. People who understand this world a little better communicate better too. Maybe Abhinav's father, your father will tell me, sir, बचवा बोलता नहीं उतना. हम जान रहे हैं कि आप लोगों की कम्युनिकेशन स्किल एकदम फाइन है. अभी फिलहाल अगर ऐसे ही चलता रहे सही सही तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं आएगी. But if your surroundings change, if your teachers change their attitude, if you guys are made to believe that अरे आपका मुंह बंद रखना is good, then you will definitely lose your communication skill over time. क्या आपको ये ख्याल आता है कि चुप रहना बेहतर है? कुछ जगहों पे ऐसा लगता है क्लास वगैरह में मुंह खोलेंगे फंस जाएंगे, डांट पड़ जाएगी, ऐसा वैसा. अगर ये ख्याल आता है, it will definitely dent your confidence. It will impact your communication skill negatively. कितने लोग ये ख्याल आता है कि मुंह बंद ही रखो तो बैठ गया. इन ऑनेस्ट हो तो बताओ क्या आता है सर मन में का कि बोलेंगे तो फंस जाएंगे. आता है सच में? अभी भी आ रहा है लोग. ये सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है. तुम्हें भी आता है क्या? मुंह बंद रखना चाहिए. तुम मुंह बंद नहीं रखते लेकिन बिंदास बोलती हो जो बोलना चाहिए. I don't see a problem with your communication skill. Again, I will tell you, communication skill is not a thing that you're taught separately. It is a result of so many other factors. Factors like comfort zone. The same person who speaks more where he feels comfortable and speaks less where he doesn't feel comfortable. So clearly, when you feel you're in your comfort zone, your communication skill is good. So a person who feels in their comfort zone everywhere will speak better. हम लोग स्टेज पे जाते हैं, कंफर्ट जोन चला जाता है, अचानक से मुंह बंद हो जाती है, आवाज निकलना बंद. तो कंफर्ट जोन प्लेज अ रोल or not? So comfort zone, your self confidence, I'm good. Not good. I will be exposed. Definitely, the person you're talking to is a scary. The person you're talking to is impacting you in a negative way. Is making you scared. Again, your communication skill will suffer. So all these factors, if a child is given a healthy environment to communicate, if a child is given confidence to speak his mind or her mind all the time, without worrying about the consequence means result. Speak your mind, whatever you think, say that. Don't worry about the result. If you're taught these things in your childhood, if you're given this kind of environment, then your communication skill is going to be great. But if a child is punished for sometimes speaking his mind, and she's or he is criticized for making mistakes, then they will definitely lose their communication skills slowly and slowly. They will become quiet because they'll feel keeping quiet means being safe. All right. Yes, Vita. So your mom and dad were Biharis, of course, and they got married here in Bihar. And then they moved to Gujarat. They moved to Gujarat, Vita, right? For business, career, right? Job. And you were born in Gujarat. And when you were 2 or 3 or 4 certain age, they came back to Bihar. How old were you when they came back to Bihar? 10? You were 10 years old. So they came back to? Yes. Okay. I think you told us this story once that I asked you if you can speak any Gujarati. Do you speak any Gujarati? No. When you were there, could you speak any Gujarati? No. Because you were living with Biharis around you. So you didn't have the exposure to the Gujarati language. And that's why you could not speak Gujarati. Did you notice? She lived in Gujarat for 10 years of her life, but she could not learn Gujarati, obviously, because she didn't have the exposure to the language. If she was living with Gujarati people around her, she would have easily learned Gujarati. So to learn a language, we need to create environment of that language around us, artificially, if not naturally. You guys cannot create English environment naturally in Bihar and Bihar State in your house. But artificially, yes, the audio files I share, the recording of the class, these things can definitely give you environment of some sort. And today, with the help of the internet, you can always go online and try and talk to other people a little bit. Okay, fine. Anybody else wants to share anything with me about their partner? Anything? Any information? Go ahead, Sajid. Tell me about your friend Afzal.
Their parents are born in Bihar.
Both his parents were born in Bihar. Your Nanigar and Dadigar are both in Bihar.
Yes.
Okay.
Academy. Yeah, academy.
Was his first school.
Then class 6 or 5.
5 or 6.
Yeah, 5 or 6. And the first teacher was his parent brother.
At school.
No.
No, when we are talking about school and then we say first teacher, we are not talking about the people who taught you at home.
Exactly.
I said that, I think, in my last class on Saturday.
Yes.
Saturday or yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, today is Monday.
Yeah.
Today is Monday. Yeah, so on Saturday I told you about it. Not yesterday, on Saturday.
Yes.
Because it's Monday today.
Yes.
So on Saturday, I told you, don't say my first teacher was my mom because of the context. Your first school, then your first teacher, then your best friend. It means we are asking you about your first teacher at school. Context is very important. Give your introduction, okay? Say something about yourself. This question can be answered in different ways. अगर आप अपना एक प्रोफाइल बनाओगे कहाँ लिंक्डइन पे जॉब के लिए तो वहां आप रिसर्च में कुछ लिखोगे बट अगर आप चले जाते हो टिंडर पे गर्लफ्रेंड और बॉयफ्रेंड वाली जगह पे तो वहां कुछ और लिखोगे तो कॉन्टेक्स्ट मैटर्स ना प्लीज तो आपने ऐसे नहीं बोलना था कि माय फर्स्ट टीचर वाज माय कजिन इफ ही वाज नॉट योर फर्स्ट टीचर एट स्कूल
इन स्कूल his first teacher was
chemistry teacher.
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean? First time. Excuse me? How old were you when you started school?
5 or 6.
So when you were 6, your first teacher was Chandrasekhar sir, who taught chemistry.
Science. I was 6 in science.
Is he not getting my point or I'm not getting his point? What's the problem here? Afzal,
Yes.
come here in front of me, hiding yourself all the time. Your attitude is negative. That's why you're learning slowly. You don't understand what's wrong with Sajid. I'm surprised. He's saying his first teacher was a chemistry teacher.
No, sir. I was saying science teacher.
Whatever a science teacher. First teacher is a science teacher or arts teacher or history teacher. Anybody? What is this nonsense? Common sense, Inaya. Your first teacher can be a science teacher, maths teacher, or something. The first teacher teaches everything. Teaches ABCD, teaches Kaka Gaga, teaches 1 to 3, teaches the names of the countries as well. What are you talking about? Observe, come here. I'm very annoyed right now. Annoyed, you know why? Because it is not failure of English. ऐसे लोगों को कैसे भी सिखाए जब आप कॉमन सेंस नहीं लगाओ इधर आप कर रहे हैं बैठो सवाल क्या पूछा गया था हिंदी में बात करेंगे अभी थोड़ी देर क्या पूछा गया था सवाल आपके पहले पहले टीचर पूछा गया था पहले टीचर कौन थे
cousin brother, not school.
मैं स्कूल की बात कर रहा हूँ स्कूल में आपके पहले टीचर कौन थे
School collected Johnson.
कितने साल में स्कूल गए थे
10.
10 years old तो 5 स्टेट कौन बोल रहा था
This is good.
आप हिंदी में बात करें
5 years, 6 year old. I was not going to school.
हम हिंदी में बात कर रहे हैं देखे जाते एक बड़ी परेशानी होती है लड़के हम बोलते रहते हिंदी बात कर रहे हो इंग्लिश बोलते रहते हैं बड़ी मजेदार बात होती है ये मुझे अच्छा लगता है ये इंप्रेशन में भी इंग्लिश बोल रहे हैं अच्छा चलो ठीक है अच्छा हिंदी बात कर लेते बेटा हाँ क्या मामला है सवाल पता है ना हाँ पूछो उसका जवाब क्या है तुम्हारा
First time school get 6 year old.
बोलते जाओ
Middle school or my village. Mohalla.
बोलते जाओ सुन रहे हैं
So I don't know her name. His name. मुझे नाम नहीं पता था भूल गया नाम याद नहीं है
आगे बोलिए सुन रहे हैं
स्कूल गया क्लास टीचर मेरे दूसरे स्कूल में
दूसरे स्कूल की बात कब निकली दूसरे स्कूल के बारे में कब पूछा गया आपसे
स्कूल का नाम
कहाँ क्वेश्चन करो वही क्वेश्चन ना सारे कचरा इसने अकेले किया है सवाल में क्या लिखा है दूसरा स्कूल कहीं लिखा है देखो पहले हाँ पढ़ो क्या लिखा वहां पे क्वेश्चन पढ़ो When did you start school? इसका मतलब क्या होता है दूसरा स्कूल तुम दूसरे स्कूल की बात क्यों कर रहे थे तो नहीं था तो ये बात उसको बताए क्या बताया
नाम नहीं याद है टीचर नहीं है
तो फिर साजिद इट इज योर फॉल्ट अगर उसने कहा आई डोंट रिमेम्बर अबाउट माय फर्स्ट स्कूल तो आप जानकारी में दे रहे हैं उसमें ये सब बातें बता रहे हैं तो ये आपकी गलती है एवरीबॉडी साइलेंट अपना बेटा कम्युनिकेशन स्किल की बात होती है वो ध्यान देना चाहिए कि देखो क्या हो जाता है 15 मिनट हम लोग का वेस्ट हो गया सिर्फ इस वजह से कि कोई सवाल का सीधे से सवाल का आंसर तो कर रहा है हाँ बता भाई साजिद
He told me when he went to school, he was 5 or 6. And his first school was
in his mohalla. In his mohalla, a local school in his mohalla. Right? A local school in your?
He didn't tell me local school in Himalaya. He told me about Sadar,
but I was first saying पहला बार मैंने यही बोला कि मोहल्ले में स्कूल है बट आई डोंट नो
आपने ये लाइन बोली उनको ये कह रहे हैं इन्होंने आपको बताया कि आप इन्होंने आपको बताया कि हम स्कूल में जाते थे जिसका नाम उनको नहीं याद है आप देख रहे ना दोस्तों सुन रहे आप लोग
बताया
आप देख रहे हो क्या हो रहा है
हम बताए टीचर का नाम नहीं आता जिनसे सीखे थे कजन ब्रदर के बस
अच्छा चलिए अभी साजिद को एक गलती देखते हैं यहाँ पे साजिद जब इन्होंने कहा ही वाज माय साइंस टीचर तो आपने पूछा कि पहला टीचर साइंस टीचर होता है तो आपको समझना होगा कम्युनिकेशन करने के लिए आप सबसे पहले चीज जो यूज करते हो आवाज नहीं दिमाग क्योंकि आपके जहन में कुछ बात होती है फिर ही जबान पे आती है हाँ कि ना तो ये जैसे मैंने जिस बात को ऑब्जेक्शन किया इसलिए जरूरी था ऑब्जेक्शन करना कि आप बातचीत करना चाहते हैं समझदारी के साथ या ऐसे ही वैसे सेंटेंस तो हो गया था कि एक पास टीचर और चंद्रशेखर सर ही वाज अ साइंस टीचर चलो ठीक है हम लोग छोड़ देते लेकिन क्यों छोड़ दें क्यों छोड़ दें फर्स्ट टीचर कैन नॉट बी साइंस और मैथ्स और हिंदी टीचर फर्स्ट teacher teaches everything. If I'm not wrong, you tell me. Your first teacher was a particular subject teacher, or your first teacher taught you everything? ABCD, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, kaka, kaka. So now, do we call them English teacher, Hindi teacher, or maths teacher? The first teacher doesn't, because children do not need particular knowledge of a subject. So you don't need teachers like those, science teacher, maths teacher, arts teacher. You need a person who teaches all these basic stuff. And that's why when you get hired for a primary school, you do not have this designation, a Hindi teacher or English teacher. For primary school, there is no designation. You teach also stuff, all subjects. Anyways, तो ये टाइम वेस्ट नहीं होना चाहिए था हम लोग का, ये गलत किया दोनों ने, है ना। अगली बार ये सिचुएशन नहीं आनी चाहिए कि एक बोल रहा है कि मैंने ये बताया था, दूसरा बोल रहा है मैंने ये नहीं बताया था, ठीक है। तो दोनों को आपस में बात करना चाहिए और क्लियर करना चाहिए कि ऐसा नहीं हो दोबारा, है ना दोस्तों। दिस वाज अ टोटल वेस्ट ऑफ टाइम, क्योंकि हम लोग को ये चीज की जरूरत नहीं थी। लाइक यू हैव टू शेयर विद मी इंफॉर्मेशन, बेसिक, दिस इज अ वेरी वेरी बेसिक कॉन्वर्सेशन। तो बस योर, फिर से बताता हूँ, सैटरडे को मैंने कहा था कि फर्स्ट टीचर पे लोग पीपल स्टार्ट सेइंग माय फर्स्ट टीचर वाज माय मॉम, फर्स्ट टीचर वाज माय मॉम। डोंट से दैट, बट द रीजन इज दिस क्वेश्चन हु वाज योर फर्स्ट टीचर occurs after this line. When did you start school? अब इसके बाद भी सवाल आ रहा है, इसका मतलब we are not talking about your mom, because your mom teaches you as your first teacher before you start school. After you start school, you meet somebody at school, your first teacher. And it is surprising that you don't know your first teacher's name. How many people here do not know their first teacher's name? फिर से मैं बोलता हूँ, मैं पहले गया था भैया के स्कूल, right? But I didn't care about it because I was not an official student there. So there was a teacher called Mahendra sir, I think, okay? तो महेंद्र सर मुझे थोड़े थोड़े याद हैं, पर कैसे आपको याद नहीं है नाम? इसका मतलब आपको कोई मतलब नहीं होता, अगर टीचर से आपकी बात नहीं होती होगी बचपन में। लोग नाम लेके सर को बुलाते हैं, सर अपना नाम बताते हैं, इट्स नॉर्मल। आप लोग को पता है ना योर फर्स्ट टीचर्स नेम? हु वाज योर फर्स्ट टीचर? योर फर्स्ट टीचर एट स्कूल? योर फर्स्ट टीचर? Okay, your first teacher? Yeah, it's pretty common to remember your. जिंदगी खत्म हो जाएगी, नाम ही भूलेंगे, क्यों? क्योंकि वो बहुत मायने रखते हो अपना फर्स्ट टीचर। हो सकता है आप लोग इतना, like I said, I had 2-3 more teachers who taught me for a few days, but I don't consider them my first teacher because I was not a student there. I was just going as 1+ to my brother. My brother was a student. I just went with him. As a company, I was not enrolled in those schools. Okay, so I don't know. For me, it was easy. Perhaps because I stayed at one school. आप लोग को भी याद नहीं है अपने first teachers के नाम, right? Okay, so I will give you homework for tomorrow, and homework for tomorrow is the second page. But I like it कि आपका confidence बढ़ा हुआ है, आप इंग्लिश में बोलने की कोशिश करते रहे लगातार, बहुत अच्छी बात ये है, ठीक है? So keep it up, आप मेहनत करते रहिए, ठीक है ना? और कम्युनिकेशन में याद रखना है, डर झिझक ये सारी चीजें जो है ना कम्युनिकेशन को खराब करती हैं। द बेस्ट कम्युनिकेशन इज व्हेन यू फील कॉन्फिडेंट ऑफ योरसेल्फ। ओके, सो नेक्स्ट पेज गाइस, पेज नंबर 36। पेज नंबर 36 इज योर होमवर्क फॉर टुमारो। अच्छा, ये कहाँ है? शम्स इज हियर और नॉट? Shams, are you here? No, Shams is not here. देखो, अभी देखो, एक बार बताओ, यहाँ पर बदमाशी देखो इसका शम्स का, वो आएगा तो उसको उठक बैठक करवाने वाले हैं क्लास में, ठीक है दोस्तों? Krishav, right, sir, I will come after Chhat Puja because I'm in my auntie house, okay? Shams लिखता है okay. समझ रहे हो ना? इतना समझदार है, okay? He is doing it only, okay? But मैं उसको पनिश करने वाला हूँ क्योंकि this is not right. This is not right. You're teasing him. Okay, that's not right. So I'm gonna punish him. I'm gonna make him do sit-ups in the class. Yes. Okay, guys, let's meet tomorrow. And you have one more page. And in the main book, dear students, in the main book, nothing. We are going to have fun with Ben Way's story tomorrow. Let's meet tomorrow. Bye bye, everybody. Take care. And you practice a little bit, okay? Don't go home, come back tomorrow, next day. Spend your time doing some practice. Past tense बताया तो कुछ बातें लिखी ग्रुप में पास्ट के बारे में अपने बचपन के बारे में. So write some sentence. या ये किया पापा ने ऐसे बोला मम्मी ने ऐसे किया कुछ बताइए. Okay, so be active in the group. All right, everybody. I'll see you. Bye bye. Take care.